105 pounds. Take
One.
1.
2. Let's go.
Go, go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up,
I got it. 1.
Come on.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. One more.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah.
Yes. Okay, take the bands off and let's add 15. Or 15s or 10s. Up. What's going down, my fitness fanatics? Right now, I am doing a product review for the Titan bench press rack. This is a bench press rack made by Titan Fitness. It's comparable to the Westside flat bench from Rogue. Now, when it comes to fitness equipment in the current climate with current functional gyms, CrossFit gyms, whatever, Rogue is top of the line, and you pay for top of the line when you go with Rogue. The Westside flat bench right now retails for about $800, about $775. It's an $800 bench. I was looking at that bench for a while, but that price range, that is almost $1,000 for a bench. Now, in the time that I have owned my gym, out of my 2 locations, I have learned the old saying is true: buy nice or buy twice. Okay. Now, granted, sometimes you don't have to break the bank to get a quality product. You just don't have to. All right. Initially, I had no intention of having a flat bench here. I have a power rack, and we've been benching off of a power rack here at my gyms for 4 years almost. You know, we never had an issue. But I just wanted to get a bench back into the location, like a solid bench. And so I was researching and I was looking at your standard benches, but those are a bit longer and a bit bigger, and I started to really notice these. And these benches are primarily used for powerlifting. Like these are sturdy benches. As I'm gonna give a full review, you're gonna see these benches are built to hold some heavy weight. So predominantly you see them in powerlifting gyms and stuff like that. So a functional, little small functional strength and conditioning section in my martial arts gym here is not where you would normally see a bench like this. But as I've been, upping my strength and conditioning, I just felt like I was missing that, and so I wanted to get a good one. And so I did a lot of research, and the Westside flat bench kept coming up, but I started to really pay close attention to Titan, because a lot of their products are quality products. And again, they were like half the price of some of the Rogue products. So I was like slowly trying out Titan products, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna take the leap. I don't need $1,000 flat bench or $800 flat bench, because I'm not putting 600 pounds on the bench. I'd like a solid bench, but I don't know if I need an $800 bench. As long as it's sturdy and it's built well, I didn't see a problem with going a little cheaper. This bench, the Titan Fitness bench, retails right now for $337, I believe, or around $340. I mean, that's a significant savings if you look at it. That's cutting down more than 50% of the cost. And so far, I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but it's really good, and I got my money's worth. So let me take you around the bench and show you what we got. So let's start. The difference between a standard like bench press and the bench press rack is it's built like a rack. It's got 4 pillars, unlike a regular bench press that just has the 2 arms and then the flat bench for you to lay on. What I love about this bench is the footprint. Okay, it's big, but it's not as big as a standard bench would be. Standard bench, the flat bench would come out much further and would take up more space. So you have a shorter bench. I mean, it might be the same, but I just feel like the footprint is more of it's a rectangle, but almost a square. And again, it just has a small footprint. As big as it is, it really does not take up as much space as you would think. Now, this bench can be traded out if you were to get the Rogue Westside bench. They have the Thompson Fat Bench. Titan also has a fat bench available for their rack as well. Right now, I just have the regular bench. I don't feel the need to put a fat bench on there at this time. A lot of people talk about how great the fat bench is and how much of a difference you feel. I think down the line I might make that purchase, but right now I'm fine with the bench as it stands. The J cups are amazing, absolutely amazing. They have padding throughout the entire cup, as where you'll see most cups don't have padding throughout. Okay. There's really no space here, and it keeps the bar quiet. I mean, when you rack this thing, you don't hear it. You don't hear any clanking. It feels solid. When the bar racks, it doesn't roll. It's just the J cups are really well done. Also down here, I love it's a small touch, but I love the little Titan etching into the steel here. The bench comes in 2 boxes, and it weighs about 200 pounds. So it's not an easy haul, and it takes a little bit of effort to put it together. It's not super complicated, but the bolts are heavy, the bars are heavy. I did it by myself, and so that was arduous. If you have someone to help, it makes it a little easier because they can hold things in place. But if you do it by yourself, you're fully capable of doing that. It just takes a little effort. It's going to take a little longer. But overall, the construction, the assembly of it was not hard. The only problem I have with this bench as I received it, and I don't know if you would have the same problem, is I love the spotter arms, and they used to come. The previous version didn't come with great spotter arms, but now they have these flip down spotter arms that come standard, and these are amazing. But take a look. So this spotter arm is perfect, right? Comes up, slides out, does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's got a sufficient amount of padding. It's a good spotter arm. Take a look at this one. Can you see? It won't move. I don't know how much off it is, but see this? It can't lay flush. This is measured incorrectly, or it was built incorrectly. I don't know, but once I got it in, and it took me like slamming it into place to get it to even sit down, and it's wedged in there. So to get it out, I have to actually sit on the bench here and kick outward to get it to come out, because it doesn't fit. So it's not measured accurately, and it's off by a quarter of an inch, if that, or centimeters. But you could see how being off like that will cause that kind of problem. So that is my one complaint with the bench I received. Otherwise, everything else is perfect. I love all the extra holes here, because you can add all kinds of attachments to this bench, and all of the T3 accessories, T3 power rack accessories, I believe, that are available through Titan Fitness can be used on the bench press rack. What I ended up doing was getting some band pegs. They were pretty cheap. I got 4 for about $26. And we use these down here when we're benching, and add the pegs, and then you can put attach bands to it, and that has really helped increase my bench strength. Like I said previously, I was using this power rack or a squat rack for about 4 years, and it was fine. It worked. It was sufficient and did the job. I had no issues with it. But as I wanted to increase my bench, and my bench was probably one of my weakest lifts, I wanted to get an actual bench press in here, and I figured if I'm going to get a bench press, I might as well get a really nice one, and I'm really, really happy with this purchase. This power rack is solid. It's not even top of the line. This is a Rep Fitness. It's one of their maybe mid-grade versions. They have a more heavy-duty version that's much nicer, but this one is like a $300 power rack. I'm not a power lifter. I mean, by today's standards, I'm not really even a weightlifter. I'm just a fitness guy. I'm a functional fitness guy. I train to increase my martial arts, and I don't require a lot of super heavy-duty equipment. So if I can save anywhere, I try to. But I really do believe that this is worth the money, especially in comparison to the price of the Rogue flat bench. I mean, gosh, the savings are just unreal. And again, this is a quality steel product. I mean, look, this thing does not move. I'm a big guy. This thing does not move. It is 200 pounds. Once all put together, this thing is 200 pounds. That bench is not going anywhere. That is my last thing on this review, is that I love that when I rack that bar, this bench does not slide. I've had that before. When you have a heavy bench and you rack it hard, it pushes the bench back. It even happened with my squat rack. So I started to actually have to put weights on the back of my squat rack, because as I would rack the weight, if I'd rack it hard against the J cup, the rack would actually slide. This one is not sliding. It is too damn heavy, and I love it. Okay, guys, so that's my review of the Titan Fitness bench press rack. Okay, so if you're looking for a bench, again, I don't really think you can go wrong with that purchase. It's a solid product, and again, unless you are a full-on strongman power lifter and you are scared that the product will not have the same strength as a Rogue flat bench, and you want to spend that money, and more importantly, you just have that money, and you want top of the line, then you can go with the Westside bench. But for everyone else, I just don't see why you would spend that when this is honestly a great product. Okay, so aside from a few little issues, like I said, with the spotter arms and whatnot, which honestly I'm sure I'm going to contact Titan Fitness and they'll probably send me another spotter arm that's fits perfectly. So then I'll see how their customer service is. But so far so good. Well, I hope this review was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, click and subscribe and go ahead and check out more of my videos. I try to post them as much as possible. If you have any questions about the bench or anything else, go ahead and hit me up in the comments below. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Like I always say, keep fighting for fit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.